Good morning, everyone. We're going to try and design hair combs this week. So I got a few examples up here. This one has a hole in it so you could stick it on your finger, hold on to it. This one is just supposed to be a taco-shaped comb. I'm going to show you how to make this one right here, but you guys can, try and do any design you want as long as it comes out to something that you could comb hair with. So we're going to start with a box. We're going to make that box 4 millimeters. We're going to make 98 millimeters wide, and then we're going to make it length 30 millimeters wide. So we got our box. Next, you're going to want to duplicate and repeat and move that box away. We're going to use it later. So we got our basic comb size here. Now we need to design the gap that's going to make the teeth of the comb, and for that we need a round roof piece. So put that right here. Then we need to flip it 90 degrees so it's facing up. And then we're going to make this 2 millimeters. We're going to make this side here 24, and we're going to make it hollow or whole. Next, we want to line it up. So we are completely flush with this corner here. I'm going to use my ruler for this part just to make it a little bit easier for me. But this piece needs to be 2 millimeters from the edge of the wall. So right here I'm going to click in here, make that 2. It is now over 2. So I'm going to duplicate and repeat. Then I'm going to drag this one so it's 2 millimeters over. And then I'm going to do that again. So you want 2 millimeters in between each gap. And if you're not sure if you're doing it right, you can always click, move your ruler to here, and you'll see that it's confirming there are 2 millimeters in between it. So I'm going to keep this up. Oh, and sometimes if you do it right, it'll move it over for you. So if you get the screen to work, you can just keep clicking and it'll go all the way to the end. If this doesn't work, which sometimes it just doesn't seem to work, you'll have to do it by hand as I was doing. So go one at a time until you get to the edge. And when we're there, see how many we went by. So I made a little too many, so I'm going to delete some of these. And you'll see here that this is lined up perfectly so that it's 2 millimeters from this side. So if you do make your comb 98, then it comes out perfectly. So we're going to next, I'm going to group this all together just so I don't mess it up. Just give it a second. There we go. Now, like a lot of combs, there's that slant to it, like this one has. So we're going to take this and we're going to make it a little bit bigger. Okay. So now it's covering the whole thing. What I'm going to do, and you're going to have to eyeball this, so I'm going to lift it up and I'm going to rotate it slightly. Oh, I gotta fix that. Yeah, make sure your box is big enough where it's going to cover the comb when you do this. So eyeball this part just the best you can. I'm going to rotate it a little bit this way now. There we go. And see how this looks. I think it looks pretty good. So we now have a comb. If you want to add shapes to the side to make it look a little different, or you could do something like, let me see here. So I'm just going to make my box a little bit bigger, and then I'm going to shorten this up this way. Okay, I'm going to group this back together. Oh, I gotta get all of it. Okay, so with this, you could make this a handle, you could put a bunch of finger holes through it, you could get fancy and put a star on top of it. You could do that. You could do pretty much anything you could think of. You could add text to it, you could add names, you could add, I mean, we could do, put in some text in here. Make it a little bit smaller, bigger. Make it LMS for Lamberton. I'm going to drop it through, group that together, and there we go. So you can do whatever you want to it as long as the object is able to comb hair. So I'm going to let you guys run with it, and hopefully you make some really interesting stuff. So when you're finished, complete the assessment in Schoology, and then post a picture, a screenshot of your design in the discussion, and let me know if you need any help or have any questions.